I've always said this many times. This is my favorite location for giving Dhamma talks, because I'm always fascinated by the circular shrine room and the statue at the back. So it inspires me to come back, and saying that more and more my coming back is going to slow down until finally we go to the crematorium. Okay, my talk today is controlling anger. She said, you controlling anger? You want to talk to people about controlling anger? You control yourself first. Okay, which reminds me of a story. Okay, when Gandhi was a young man, he was studying in England. Mahatma Gandhi. He was studying in England, and he was renting a room in a house. And the landlady came to him and said, Mr. Gandhi, you are such a well-known person, and you're so influential. Please, can you talk to my son? My son, I cannot convince him to stop eating sugar. He's getting too fat, he's too young, and tell him to control eating sugar. He won't. Please, can you talk to him? Then Gandhi said, okay, can you give me 3 months? 3 months just to talk to my son? She said, okay, never mind lah. So went on, 3 months passed by. After 3 months, Gandhi called the boy, talked to the boy. Boy said, okay, I agree, I will promise you, I will stop taking sugar. Then the lady said, wow, but why did it take you 3 months, to meet this boy when you could have convinced him 3 months ago? He said, before I could advise him to stop taking sugar, I had to stop myself. So now, controlling anger, before I can talk to you, I should learn to control anger. But I don't think in this lifetime we can do it. Okay? But there is a catch here. My topic is controlling anger. My topic is not eradicating anger. I don't know how to eradicate anger. I can only give you one step. And that is partly the Buddhist way. The Buddhist way is the Buddhist path, the Buddhist way of attaining enlightenment is 3 levels: Pariyati, Pratipatti, Pativeda. Pariyati is the talking about it, the sort of the instructional material, Pariyati, the learning about it, the describing. Even the Buddha's teaching was divided into those 3 levels. Just the instructions. That's pariyati. That's the theoretical part of it. That is pariyati. Pratipatti is not enough to come here, sit down here, tell you about controlling anger. You shake your head, I shake my head more because I'm Indian. And after that we go home and we forget it. And we say, oh, I went for a Dhamma talk, Uncle Vijaya's talk, very good, very nice. Do you practice? No need to practice. Okay? And so that level is not enough. Very important, you need to know why. You need to know, this is the purpose of my talk today, to tell you what is the basis from the Buddha's point of view. What is the basis of anger? How does it arise? Why is it so important to pay attention to all of the theory? Right? Then you got to go home and do the difficult part, the practice. And the practice is still not finished. You practice and sampai mati pun, you're still angry. Okay? But it's okay, at least you have practiced, better than those who don't practice at all and sit in the White House. Okay? But so that pariyati, pratipatti. Then comes the difficult one. Pativeda. Pativeda is the realization. The realization is where you don't think about it. This is the goal of Buddhist practice. The goal of Buddhist practice is you don't have to think about it. In the Ratana Sutra, for example, the Buddha talks about two types of people. Silava, Silamayo. Silava, trying, doing, practicing, putting all the teaching into practice. That is Silamayo. Those who try, like you and me, the 5 precepts, yeah, keep doing, fall every time, keep bullying, say fall all the time, panatipata veramani, pam, kill the mosquito, sorry, panatipata, try again. Okay, so that is silamayo. And Buddha says there's nothing wrong with that. Keep doing it, but don't lose hope. And don't expect immediate results. It's the gradual path we talk about. Okay, so that is on the one hand. One hand you practice, you keep practicing sila mayo. On the other hand, your goal is not to control anger. Your goal is the final thing, is where you are incapable of feeling anger. Sila mayo, silava. A Buddha cannot get angry. Cannot. Arahant cannot get angry. It is taken out of his system. We kill. Yeah? We kill. If the mosquito is there, we kill. And then we say, sorry, we won't do it again. But if a mosquito settles on a Buddha's hand, it won't happen to him. To some extent, you are like that. To some extent, you are silamayo. For example, if I gave you a fish, live fish, go to the restaurant, put your hand in that aquarium, pull out a nice, and the fish is jumping. Then I give you that fish and I give you a knife and I say, okay, cut its head off. I suspect not one of you will be able to do it. You cannot. You are silava to that extent. But when it comes to mosquitoes, you are still struggling. Do you understand that? That there are different levels at which we operate. So let's come back to our topic. So we are at that stage where today we are going to look at the mechanics behind anger as it was taught by the Buddha. So I am only telling you what the Buddha said, okay, rather than talking to you from the point of view of a silava, one who cannot get angry. Yeah? One who cannot get angry. While I am talking to you, if I see any of you sleeping, I will get angry, I promise you. Okay? Right. Okay. It's not easy. Why is it not easy? We're going to spend quite a bit of time how anger arises, why it is. It is a part of being human. And without anger, we would not have evolved to the place where we are now. We have a long way to go. Pariyati, Pratipati, Pativeda. And we came from a period of evolution where for our survival, we had to get angry. We had to get angry. Here's this big thing coming and you are walking along with your child, yeah? And this animal is coming charging at you, want to kill your child. If you didn't have that anger, that energy, that extra power to fight back, you would not have survived. Yeah, our human race, imagine 100,000 years ago, yeah, have a monster coming charging at you and you say, Panati Pata Verema, cannot. We needed at that time for our, and even now, once in a while, when people cannot take it anymore and go to the streets and scream at the government, anger is necessary. Because otherwise other people won't understand. All right? So, That is part of our survival system, which is embedded in our subconscious brain even now. Our first instinct as humans, not just as humans, as living beings, all living beings have ingrained in their neural system this fight and flight. Fight, do you fight or do you run? Fight or flight? Do you stand there and fight with the tiger or use your brains and run away? Times to run away, times to fight. Okay? So, what I'm trying to establish is anger is a necessary part of our survival. But what our duty as Buddhists is not survival. It's not survival, but to escape survival. To escape survival. Think about that. Many religions will teach you, our religion teaches you to escape the self. To escape the self. To save the self. Every religion will say, if you believe us, we will save you. So save the self. But Buddhists say no. Our purpose is not to save the self, but to save from the self. You get the point? Escape the self. It's the self that's caused all the problem. We are going to see that in a minute. All this anger is because you are trying to protect and preserve a self. Okay? But if you put your priorities right and you understand, it is myself that's causing all the problems. So what I need to do is to run away from the self, rather than bring the self to the front. When your self is in the front, then you get angry. Then it is necessary to survive. Then it is do all of this. But if you have no self, later we will see if we have the time, what are the exercises that I can perform in order to kill anger? Okay? To kill it. Well, we may as well talk about it while we are at it. One of the techniques that the Buddha teaches us, in order to eradicate anger, but before eradicating, to control anger. One of the techniques is to sit down and you are angry. You are in a state of very great anger, but always before you react with that anger, before you do that, you spend a moment reflecting. What do you reflect? You reflect, I am angry. Good. What are you angry with? Oh, I am angry with this guy. He's going to put so many tariffs on my head. Okay? And I hate him. The look at him reminds me of another fellow who has just become a trillionaire. And these guys just get out of me. Stop. You are angry with him, right. Well, what part of him are you angry with? Angry with him lah. I know you are angry with him. Which part of him? Are you angry with his hair? You have good reason to, but are you angry with that? No, he's only hair, I'm not angry with his hair. Then are you angry with his ears? No. Are you angry with his face? Yeah, but no again. Then what are you angry with? When you break down little by little, you find there is nothing there. Think about that. When you break down the person little by little, there is nothing there. Is he hair? Is he eyes? Is he nose? Is he this? As you break down step by step, you find two things are happening. Number one, you are taking time. When we we give in to anger, we don't give time for it to reduce. What we do is we react straight away. Giving it time, the old secret of counting up to 10 is very, very important. All right? And then as you start to think, you find that there is nothing there. When you break down, there is nothing there. At the same time, you ask the other part of the exercise is, I am angry. Yeah? Which part of you is angry? Is your eye angry? Is your nose angry? Is your hand angry? Is your face angry? No. Then what are you angry? Which part of you is angry? The parts of me are not angry. So when you analyze like that, there is nothing to be angry, there is nothing to be angry at. Jadi kosong cari kosong. And when you see the ridiculousness of that situation, this is the way you control anger. You control anger. But through constant practice, you come to a stage where you don't get angry at all. You cannot get angry. All right? Remember the story of Nalagiri. Nalagiri is when an elephant had been made drunk. Somebody wanted to kill the Buddha. So they made an elephant drunk so that the elephant became mad, and the elephant was charging at the Buddha. All right? And when the elephant was charging at the Buddha, everybody was running away, and Venerable Ananda wanted to jump in front of the Buddha to save the Buddha, but the Buddha pushed him aside and said not to worry. And instead of getting angry, what the Buddha did was, the Buddha radiated loving kindness. Immediately, this danger was coming right at you, and the survival instinct would have said, react, fight, push. But the Buddha didn't do that. In the other hand, the Buddha had perfected his parami of metta, his parami of loving kindness. Right? So he was able, because of his arahantahood, because of his perfection, he was able to generate so much of loving kindness immediately. 300,000 tons of TNT of metta. Okay? And when it went like that, from 0 to 300,000, Nalagiri, his maddened brain immediately cooled down with loving kindness. Now, only an arahant, don't recommend you do this. Okay, you get practice first. Okay, right. So that is the story of how the Buddha was silava. Silava means he is patience itself. He is love itself. He is non-anger personified. That is our goal. At the moment, we are still what we call puttujana. Puttujana's worldlings. We are still trying. We keep falling. After this talk, you're going to go out there, somebody parked the car in the wrong place, you're going to kena anger. Okay? For which we have an antidote. The antidote is this holy thread. Now all of you have got this thread, and when you ask people, what is this thread for? They will tell you, oh, this is for protection. Protection? Okay, good. I challenge you to go to that road out there, 10-ton truck coming, you stand in the middle of the truck and say, protection, protection. That is not the purpose of this protection. What protects you? The Dhamma protects you. When you are in a dangerous situation, when you are angry, you go there, somebody has parked the car too close to you, your first reaction as a human being is, and then you say, uh-oh. This thing reminds you Nalagiri's story. This thing reminds you to be peaceful, to be calm, to practice loving kindness. Then from there, to you already stop. You tell the guy, may you be well and happy. And as you say, may you be well and happy, you are also permitted to say, may you also have a small puncture. Okay? And then say, sorry, no, I didn't mean that. Okay? Again, to tell you once again, patience, how to practice. One of the things that Buddhism never allows is guilt. Never allows you to feel guilty about anything. Why? Because guilt is a very negative emotion. And there is no need for guilt. Once you have done something wrong, for example, getting angry, you have done something wrong, you have done it. You have done it. Feeling bad about it, feeling sorry for it, nothing can happen. But when you acknowledge, remember we always say, Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang acchayang kamame bante bhuri panya tathagata. Okay? Believe it or not, you said that this morning. I'm sure, I hope you realize that. Okay, anyway. Kayena vacha, kayena, with my body, with my speech, with my mind. If with these three channels, I have done anything wrong, I ask the Buddha to forgive me. If these three things, I have done anything wrong through my body, speech, or action, I ask the Buddha cannot forgive you. No Buddha can forgive you. This is teaching of the Buddhism. You forgive yourself. Anger, regret, these are negative emotions. Bring those emotions to the forefront, examine them, and then acknowledge them, and then dismiss them, and go on. That's why we use the wheel as our symbol. Don't stay put. Move on. Leave the negatives behind. Feel angry, okay, anger came. Terlepas, you couldn't control it. You were not able to tarik balik. But you went on with it anyway, and you say, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have spoken like that. I shouldn't have. Okay, but okay, too bad. Don't do it. Don't do it again. For which we have a another symbol. And this symbol, actually, this goes back to Japan. But before it goes back to Japan, I ask you a small little test. Do you remember the days when Esso gas stations used to give out dolls? You blow, it's a tiger. And it was like that shape. A base is rounded. And when you push it, it comes back. Have you remember that? All those who shake their heads, I know how old you are. Do you remember that doll? That is actually a Buddhist saint. It is called a Daruma doll. It is a Daruma doll. It is from Japan. In every Japanese Buddhist altar has a doll. That doll, you keep pushing it. It's called a Daruma doll. Daruma is Bodhi Dharma. Bodhi Dharma is the guy who introduced Shaolin to China from India. Okay, Modi didn't pay me to say that, but anyway, where are we? So what does it represent? It's Bodhi Dharma who introduced Buddhism to Japan. And what it represents is, it does not matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you come back up. Kayena vacha chittena. Acknowledge that you did wrong. Okay? But don't stay there consumed by guilt. In Buddhism, that's why Buddhists are the happiest people on earth. They don't waste time regretting the past. They live ever in the present. But when you have to learn to acknowledge that what you have done. And first time it falls flat. Don't stay there, come back up. And the more you try, the less often you will fall. And that is the purpose of this topic, controlling anger. Controlling, the more you do it until it becomes second nature. Then you become sea lover. From sea lamayo, you become sea lover. And anger is universal. All right? It says here, wheel of life. I don't know if you are familiar with the wheel of life. I think you have seen pictures, Tibetan pictures particularly, of a wheel with a monster holding the wheel. Have you seen that? Right in the middle of that wheel, you have later, I think we'll have a picture of that. There are three things. Anger is universal. Anger is part of being human. Anger is part of being a sentient being. Okay? As long as you are human, there are three things that will generate you. What is the machine that generates you, your existence? Three things. Lobha, dosa, moha. The middle of the wheel of life has a pig, a cock, and a snake. Can you visualize that? Maybe later I'll show you the picture. There's a pig, a rooster, and a snake. Now, what does this represent? Because of my ignorance, remember I told you to think of the exercise. The exercise of asking which part of Trump are you angry with? Or which part of you is angry with Trump? When you analyze and you break everything down, you find there is nothing there. It is emptiness there. All right? Now, what is it? That ignorance of the true nature of the self, that ignorance is represented by the pig. Actually, it's not a pig. Actually, it's a babi hutan. So it's not haram. Okay? Why babi hutan? Why did he get the honor of representing? Because wild boar, they are short-sighted. You see, they are short-sighted. They can't see very far. Yeah? And because they can't see very far, they go through the jungle, digging the ground, taking the soil from the ground, throwing on their body. And then if you can speak wild boar language, as I can, you ask the wild boar, hey, wild boar, what you're doing here? He said, no, I'm cleaning myself. How are you cleaning myself? I'm throwing this mud on me. He said, no, you're making yourself more dirty. Hey, you shut up, you know. You are pig, you don't know. You don't try and teach me what pigs do. What is it? Because in his short-sightedness, he does the wrong action to clean himself, which is what we do all the time. Because of our ignorance, because of our short-sightedness, we cannot see there is nothing here. So we act accordingly. We act stupidly. We act stupidly. We are pigs, babi hutan. Okay? So, that is the center of the wheel. The center of the wheel has the pig, which represents short-sightedness. Because of the short-sightedness, you mistake what is not there for something that is there. You see an eye. An eye. Now, because of this short-sightedness, you see the eye. Yeah? The moment you see I, you see my. My house, my car, my wife, my child, my honor, my dignity, my. I becomes my. Okay? So pig becomes rooster. Pig gives rise to rooster, which is greed. So because of your ignorance, you give rise to greed. We haven't forgotten anger. Anger, because of your ignorance, you see an I that is not there, you see a you that is not there, and you grasp at it and say, my house, my car, my this, my that, my greed. But the greed can never be satisfied. Greed can never be satisfied. Therefore, you are always frustrated. Snake. Pig, cock, snake. Frustrate, anger. So you're constantly getting angry, constant in a state, and that anger does not come from God. That anger does not come from anywhere. It is created by yourself. So I want to emphasize to you that anger is within you, created by your own ignorance. And therefore, by that same token, you have the power and nobody else has. You cannot surrender this to God and say, God, please don't make me not angry. All right? This is your responsibility. Number one, and it can be done. That again another aspect about Buddhism. That whatever is taught can be done here and now. Very important to realize that. You don't wait to die to go to heaven for happiness. You create your happiness here and now. A story was coming up much later, but I'll share that story with you now. Anger, hatred is not something outside there. Yeah, it's something that's within you here and now, and you have the power to control that anger. Once upon a time, long, long ago, far, far away, in Korea, there was a monastery, a very old monastery, and this old monastery was headed by a very old monk, an abbot. All right? And not only now, but even those days, North and South Korea were fighting with each other. It's nothing new. All right? But anyway, this story is about a general who was attacking from the north. And he was attacking, and as he was attacking from the north, he was destroying everything. And so the young monks went to the abbot and said, Master, please let us run away. It's getting very dangerous. This general is a terror. He is awful. He will finish us off. Please come, we will take you, run away to safety. Abbot said, you go. I'm an old man. They will do nothing to me. You go, I will stay here by myself. All right? So the monks all ran away. General comes in, charges through the monastery, and comes face to face with this old abbot sitting quietly meditating. All right? So the general looks at him, stands in there, great general style, and says, "Hey!" That's how they speak in Korea, you see. "Hey! You ugly old man, you stupid fool, you tell me what is heaven and what is hell. If you cannot explain to me what is heaven and what is hell, how do I experience heaven and how do I experience hell? If you cannot do that, I'll cut you off." The monk stopped, looked at him and said, "Hey! How dare you talk to me like that, you ugly, stinking, fat, smelly North Korean." Wow, when the general heard that, bukan main marah dia. Wow, he jumped and shouted and screamed, "I'll kill you, I'll cincang you, I'll this, I'll that." The abbot said, "You are now in hell." Very intelligent general. Immediately he saw the point. Anger, hell is not out there. Anger and hell is me. I created myself. As soon as he realized that, he put his hands together and said, Master, I'm sorry I was rude to you. Please forgive me. And the abbot said, welcome to heaven. Heaven and hell are not out there. Heaven and hell is created by you. From mild irritation to intense fury and rage. And as Buddhists, we have to guard the whole thing. And these are the more easily controllable aspects of emotions that we have to guard. Because it's the little things that guard the bigger things. Okay? So the instinctive, natural way to instinctive, I mentioned this earlier, as part of our evolution, to express anger is to respond aggressively, fight or flight. Fright, in order to protect ourselves for self-preservation, we need to fight. Sometimes it is necessary to run away. That's where we use our wisdom. Yeah? It's where we use our wisdom. For example, if you knock down a car, in the middle of the night, yeah, and a bodybuilder stands in front of you and says, "Apa lu buat?" Run. Don't try and fight him, okay? Right. Anger is a natural, adaptive response. It requires powerful, and the Buddha constantly reminds us that anger is one of the most difficult of all human emotions that we need to fight. So you have the Buddha's own assurance. Don't feel guilty, don't feel weak, don't feel disappointed when you keep failing to control your anger. Yeah, that's very important to know that, because the Buddha tells you it's the most difficult of all emotions to handle, anger. That's why it's prominently featured in the wheel of life. Remember the pig, the cock, and the snake. Okay? It requires powerful, often aggressive feelings and behaviors, which allows us to fight and to defend ourselves when we are attacked. Yeah? It inspires powerful feelings. Okay? A certain amount of anger, therefore, is necessary for our survival. But as Buddhists, we would add to that. While we agree that it is necessary, we must not admit that it is unavoidable. We must also say that with that, we have to be aware that we have to move from the sila mayo level to the sila va level, where anger becomes unnecessary at any time. That's a very high level. That's the time when you deal with wild elephants. Okay? That is necessary for our survival. Already covered, anger is caused by I. Alright? And remember that little exercise we did to break a human, or what appears as a human, to its component parts, and then you do the same to yourself and realize that there is no there. Then where the pig is not allowed to arise, yeah, delusion, self-attachment. It is the I that creates the my. Yeah, thought of righteous. Then this kayena vacha chittena. When we pray, we say, by body, speech, or mind, if I have done anything wrong, I ask the Buddha to forgive me. Yeah? And this is the three ways in which anger manifests itself. It arises in the mind. And then it is then projected through body, speech, and mind. So what you have to guard when you want to overcome anger is you have to guard your mind. And to guard your mind, you must know your mind. To know your mind, you must practice mindfulness. See how everything is connected? So it's when, this is a secret. Every day, every night, before you go to bed, there's some little exercise where you review the day. And I will share with you, it's not part of this thing, but never mind, buy one, free one. Venerable Mahinda, Malacca Mahinda, advises us that every night before we go to bed, spend a moment thanking your body. Thank you, legs, for servicing me 24 hours today. Sorry I had to drag you up the steps. Yeah? Thank you, hands, for helping me lift. Thank you, mouth, for helping me to enjoy the food. Thank your whole body. Okay? And when you do that, you'll calm yourself, you'll have a much better night's sleep. Okay, and this is from Venerable Mahinda. But come back, and the same principle can be applied to anger also. Through the day, if you have gone through any episodes of anger, bring it back to mind. Don't push it under. And another thing that Buddhists are never allowed to do is to suppress anger. Never suppress anger. Allow it to come out and let go. It's completely different. Yeah, it is not like you wait, 5 years time I come to you, you wait, you paga you. Okay, you'll never improve. But like the tiger, keep coming up. Okay, now sometimes people say there is such a thing as righteous anger. Righteous anger. Depending on the translation of the word righteous, Buddhists would not agree. There's no such thing as righteous anger. Anger is anger. Anger is negative. Anger cannot. Anger may be used as a necessary tool. Anger can be used in your survival. Yeah? But you have to transcend survival. To come to a point where, like the Buddha or an Arahant, you cannot get angry. In the case of the Alagiri, the Buddha cannot get angry. It is beyond him. It's out of his system. And that's our... At that level, there is no such thing as righteous anger. Righteous is not something universal. It is something part of our survival kit. Okay? But when we have destroyed that which needs to survive, when you destroy the I, which we are working so hard to protect and to create, when you don't have that anymore, when there's no I to protect anymore, there is no need for anger anymore. I love this. Santideva is a Buddhist philosopher, I think 7th century or something. All right? We consider him a bodhisattva. How many evil men could I kill? Their number is boundless as the sky. But if the thought of anger is killed, all enemies are killed. What beautiful lines. Yeah? The thought, it is the thought of anger. They kill that. So the whole secret of the whole wheel of life is the lobha, the dosa, the moha. The delusion, the anger, and the greed. When these three are allowed to exist, we suffer. Okay? By the way, let's stay with that image. The wheel of life, there is the pig, the cock, and the snake. And we are going wrong. We are going wrong. We are doing everything wrong in samsara, prolonging our journey in samsara, because this motor is pushing in one direction. Lobha, dosa, moha, lobha, dosa, moha. We work with greed, anger, and hatred, greed, anger, and hatred, until the moment we die. because we haven't given up, we hang on, we get reborn with more lobha dosa moha, more lobha dosa. That's how samsara operates. Our job today, as Buddhists, is to reverse that. It's because of delusion you have the wrong sense of I. You have greed. Because of greed, you have anger. So now, reverse that. Kill the pig. Kill the pig. Somebody asked the Buddha, how do I experience happiness? And the Buddha said, in order to experience happiness, you must kill your father and kill your mother. The Buddha said, your father and mother are not your biological father and mother. They were just the agents that gave birth to you. But your real father and your real mother is your delusion and your greed. Kill your delusion, kill your greed. When you die, you will not become an arahant, and therefore you will not need to go to the other life. Okay, so when you complain about your life and what a mess it is, the question we ask you, who asked you to be born? If you are not born, you won't have to go through all of this. Kill your father, kill your mother. Okay, so take this home with you, don't take it literally. Very important line. Buddhists see anger as a disease. That means when you see an angry person, you do not see him negatively, but because in Buddhism also we teach wisdom and compassion. Your wisdom sees that other person that's angry, the elephant charging at you, your wisdom shows you that he is not there for real. But more important is compassion. The twin pillars of Buddhism are wisdom and compassion. That's all we have to need to work for. Wisdom and compassion. Your wisdom should show you this person that's coming at me, is treating me all of this, is not really there. I am mistaking the unreal for the real. Okay? Now, that being so, I give in to my compassion. This person is not to be punished, this person is not to be destroyed, but this person is to be pitied. So, in return for all the anger that you give me, I give you back compassion. I give you back compassion in return. It's a very useful exercise and very workable. Very workable. Every day practically we hear about relatives fighting, about friends fighting, and there's so much of anger out there. There's so much of hatred out there. Alright? But if we convert that, take the discipline to convert that, to see them as they really are, and to see yourself as really are. Alright? Yeah. The Buddha Buddhists see anger as a, the Buddha is a physician. The Buddha teaches us how to cure ourselves of this disease. And don't allow that disease to fester. So when we see others, and when you benefit, when you benefit others with your wisdom and compassion, the beneficiary is you. It's when you help others. When somebody is angry with you and you don't get angry back, he benefits, but more importantly, you benefit. By the same token, if you take a lump of shit and throw it at somebody's face, who gets dirty first? You. No, you. Okay, but you see the point. And all that wisdom, it's there. But the problem is we don't practice it. We cannot. Our system is not trained. But if you train until it becomes sea level, until it becomes natural to you, we know a lot of people who are naturally kind, naturally don't get angry. That's because of that. They bring their past karma. They bring their past karma into play and they are beneficiaries. You start now. Don't try and save the world. Save yourself. Okay? Right? We have already used this, I've already explained this. Use the scientific method to eradicate. How do you eradicate? Remember, we started off with saying controlling anger as opposed to eradicating anger. I think that's becoming clear to you now. At this stage of our progress in life, we are still trying to control. But that's not the end product. The end product is we must control it and eventually kill the pig, eradicate the cause. Okay, that's our goal. Okay, by doing, understand pariyati, understand the futility of anger. And there's no such thing as righteous anger. Anger has never given you benefits. Anger can only give you, and scientifically you know, it releases toxins. Anger releases toxins. All right, and by that token, I don't know why it hasn't happened yet, the White House is still standing. Okay? Anyway, practice pati-pati, because I think their quality of material must be good. China made. Do you understand pariyati? Practice, practice, practice. Be that, what was this? The Dharma doll. The Dharma doll. Yeah? Practice and practice all the time. And don't expect results. Oh yes, you can expect immediate results, but a little at a time. Don't expect total results. It requires a lot of application. And finally, when you come to the sea level, that is Pativeda. Sea level. You are good by nature. You cannot get angry. You cannot kill. You cannot steal. You are an Arahant. That is your goal. Okay? There. This is the wheel of life. See, in the center is the human realm. And the human realm is where the pig, the cock, and the snake goes on. No point in going through this. I will. As we live in this life, in the total universe, yeah, in the center is the human world, and coexisting with us in this real world, this Manusya Loka, we have animals, we have gods, we have violent beings, asuras, we have hungry beings, greedy beings, yeah, and we have hell beings. Now all of these states of existence coexist with us. In the human world, you have ghosts. In the human world, you have hungry ghosts. Yeah? In the human world, you have devils. Hatred, full of greed, full of anger. So they may look human, but their natures cover all these different levels. You understand? And the more anger you have, the more of these there are. Now when you destroy your anger, you destroy your negative tendencies. When you destroy your negative tendencies, then you more and more destroy this wheel of life. This wheel of life is what we call samsara. And the Buddhist goal is to escape from samsara and attain nirvana. And when we say nirvana, when you have attained nirvana, this talk would have been unnecessary. Okay. There you are. The pig, the cock, and the snake. Can you see that? And can you see two halves of a circle outside that? A black half with the beings going downwards, going more and more into hell. And the other half, listening to Dhamma talks and practicing, going upwards to the higher levels of human life. All coexisting. We are all the gods today sitting down, and our counterparts on the other side are in Parliament House. I think we will stop at this with the, I'll read this to you because it'll, okay, Kanti there. Thus you ought to train yourself. Undisturbed shall our mind remain. No evil word shall escape our lips. Friendly and full of sympathy shall we remain, with heart full of love, free from any hidden malice. And those persons shall we penetrate with loving thoughts, wide, deep, boundless, free from anger and hatred.